I mean, it could just slip. Oh. Oh dear. How careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! What the hell? What the Englishwoman? She just smashed a bottle out of the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not. You. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady? The gunshot wound. That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day using curare. And then in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. Hehehe, what a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, is it? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How could this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon. Not the only thing. Sorry, Ryunosuke. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. What? You didn't? So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Is Kazuma right? Wait. Oh, in the black and white photograph. The blood is not visible. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Well, there's a clue. The only thing we can do. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that English woman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... What? The blood? I mean, it's kinda obvious.
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes, what is it? He still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute, where are you going with it? Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. For blood to have made it on the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite of the professor as you were. Jezal Brett. I beg your pardon?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving the evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. He reminds me of another person, huh? Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered, the steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man, show the court. There's no blood. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Oh damn. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why you always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. I couldn't agree more in the case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's all over. This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? Okay, let's inspect the plate, since the game put it into the record. God. Okay, there are 2 bites, right? Okay, let's look at the photo again. There are also 2 bites here. And the blood is supposed to be here, right? So the blood is supposed to be here. However, there's nothing there. What am I gonna do now? What the? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. Oh, wait, what? That's the stake of the sergeant? No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion in bouillon. What? And I don't think you will ever again. This is extraordinary though. This means... Oh goodness. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. What, are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke. A Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Yeah, it belongs to the antique dealer. But what is it doing there? This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beefsteak. It seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. So this is the symbol of La Carnival, is it? Okay, nothing else. There's really no blood on it. Are you sure that's the professor's dish plate, not the sergeant? This is it now, I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet, not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself, keep looking forward no matter what. Believe in myself, really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. We already did. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Yes. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection!
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Pratt, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of steak is the new clue to be found? Yeah, underneath the thing? Huh? Yeah, we heard this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, there's a koban. Bouillon in bouillon. It's so stupid. Here we go. Okay, we don't really need to hear this again. Hoe era, right. Well marinated. Oh, it's the... What is this again? Wait, what am I supposed to click on? I honestly don't know. What am I supposed to click on? I thought this was it. But apparently not. Well marinated? I don't get it. This is also a conversation, right? Yeah, okay. It's a cow, obviously. What does the game want from me? I'm not sure. Oh, I need to present it. Oh my god. Here we go. Good gracious, that's... Koban? What on earth? A Hohe era one at that. Miss Pratt, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what that is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I wait to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. Don't say that. I don't see how that's relevant, though. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, but it's not relevant either. Your Excellency. Yes, Consul? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. You don't have a lawyer job.
Objection!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... Oh, sorry about that.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasate, Kyoryo Korekutasan. Kyori? As in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside a military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interests me not. I was far too busy on the floor. I forgot what his voice sounded like. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for the treasure. Indeed, the Hoei Koban, my prized coin. This Hoei Koban, do you mean to tell me...
Objection!
No, please. Why would Korekutasan's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekutasan back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here, without a moment's delay. I can't believe we've come back round to that pair again. I can't believe it either. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Well, I hope so. 4 people on the witness stand. Holy crap. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for my little baby idol? Wait, dinner at, like, afternoon, 1 PM? What? When my son's belly is empty, it's fiercer than a pack of wolves. But please, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more have I had to say. The sun has set on this rusty shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korekutasan, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Razate memory serves. Have you? That's it. The one, the very exact one that it is. The resplendent, splendiferous OA treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man. Oh my god, I can't do his voice anymore. Like this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beef steak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my weight treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an inconceivable thing. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Ozanaga. I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation. La Carnaval is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kodakuta-san's Koban is all too clear. Really? What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kodakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? I have no idea, to be honest. It couldn't have been John H. Wilson. It's Giselle Brett. It's her steak after all. Or it's Yesanosa. I kinda had a feeling that maybe it was the baby, but that can't be right, can it? Okay, it's not Kazuma. It's not Sato. Eugene has nothing to do with that. Not the prosecutor. John, unlikely. I mean, the steak was Giselle Brett's. But she did say she has nothing to do with it. But maybe that's a lie, and she does look like a phantom thief of some sorts. Yesanosa? I mean, Curio was talking to Yesa. After all, so it could be Yesa? But why would... I mean, in my mind, I think maybe the stake was the sergeant's stake. That's why the coin is there. But just... but the bite marks of both stakes, I mean, in the photo, matched with the evidence. Let's say yes, sir. Let me look at the... Oh, I cannot go back to the evidence. Damn. What did Josiah Brett say? Oh, I can't. That's not here. She did seem very convincing, though.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant, yes or no, sir? What? How dare you monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Aido. Aido is the mastermind behind all of this. Oh my god. What? You just gave up your son? Okay. It's as I thought then. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nossa. Clippity clippity clop? What? What is happening? Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yes no, sir, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Oh my god. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hard meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the stake. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I do too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. You slipped it under misbred steak. How? This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Miss Brett... Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. EDC, gentlewoman, please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The theft of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well... And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Oh no! Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. We can't let her leave. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. What contradiction? And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork? It's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. What? I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? Yeah, the steak was the sergeant's steak. Probably. And how are we gonna prove it? We're proving it by the cutlery? And when exactly did Yesa say that he eats steak with his hands? Not sure. Also, I mean, the Inspector Hosonaga just took the plate, right? Not the cutlery. Oh, wait! There are bite marks! These are bite marks! And not marks made with cutlery, with a knife and fork. How come they are bite marks? The steak that Miss Brad has been eating before the professor was killed, yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. Holy moly. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. It looks like Miss Brad has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brad was ravenously hungry and couldn't... She's sweating. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave it. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Oh, of course, dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? I wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward. There can't be. I don't believe it.
Objection!
I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well, I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Oh, thank God. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth? Yeah, of course the inspector, right? Isn't it obvious? Why is the game asking me this? Or is it not the inspector?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. it's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak, and as well as admitting to stealing Kodakura-san's coin, he told us that he was slipped it under the steak. You wanted, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Teen-shan. What? Teen-shan? Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest the thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly, surely you're not going to suggest. Let the sergeant switch the two stakes over. You did switch the plates?